When we walked into the courtroom, I was shaking. My husband stood on the other side with his lawyer, glaring at me like I was a stranger. "All I want is custody of my son," I said softly. He slammed his hand on the table. "Take your son and get out. I don't want either of you in my life anymore." Everyone gasped. Even the judge looked shocked. I held my son tightly. He was scared, and so was I. The judge cleared his throat. "Before we proceed, we received new information." My husband raised an eyebrow. The judge opened a file. "It seems," he said slowly, "your late grandfather left behind a large inheritance. But not for you. It was left exclusively for your wife and your son." My husband's face turned white. The courtroom went silent. He stuttered. "What? Why? That money is mine." The judge shook his head. "No, the will clearly states, to my granddaughter-in-law, who showed kindness when no one else did, and to my great-grandson." My husband suddenly softened. He walked closer. I didn't know. Please, let's talk." I stepped back. "Now you want us?" I asked. He had nothing to say. The judge finalized the decision. Full custody to me, inheritance secured for my son's future. As I walked out of the courtroom, my son held my hand. "Mamas, are we safe now?" I smiled. "Yes, baby, we're finally free." Behind us, my husband collapsed into his chair, realizing he had lost everything. Not because of the inheritance, but because he never valued what he already had. After the court hearing, I took my son home. For the first time in months, our house felt peaceful. Quiet, safe, warm. But peace didn't last long. The next morning, someone knocked on my door. When I opened it, my husband was standing there, eyes red, clothes wrinkled. "Please, just hear me out," he said. I didn't say a word. I just crossed my arms. He took a deep breath. "I didn't know about the inheritance. I thought you were trying to take everything from me." I was angry, stressed, confused. I laughed bitterly. "You screamed at your own son in court. That wasn't confusion. That was who you really are now." He lowered his head. "I've made mistakes, but I want to fix things. I want my family back." My son peeked from behind me. When he saw his father, he stepped back, hiding. That hurt more than any courtroom fight. "I need time," I said firmly. "But you have to understand something." He looked up eagerly. "What?" "You didn't lose us because of money. You lost us because you stopped caring long before today." His face froze. He had no reply. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a folded letter. "This was also in my grandfather's file," he whispered. "I think he wanted you to see it." I hesitated, then took it. When I opened it, my hands trembled. It wasn't about money. It was a message that would change everything and reveal what the grandfather truly saw in our marriage. My hands shook as I opened the old, yellowed letter his grandfather had left behind. The handwriting was shaky, but the words were sharp. My dear granddaughter-in-law, if you are reading this, it means the truth can no longer stay hidden." I looked up at my husband. "What truth?" I whispered. He swallowed hard. "Just read it," I continued. I know my grandson. I raised him. I have watched him change, growing colder, harsher, more selfish every year. My heart tightened. My husband looked away, ashamed. But I also watched you. You were the only one who cared for this family with sincerity. You raised my great-grandson with love, even when you were struggling inside." A tear slipped down my cheek. I remembered the nights I cried alone, the days I tried to hold the marriage together, while he drifted away, distracted by nightlife, money, and ego. This inheritance is not a reward. It is protection for you and the child, because I fear the day when my grandson's anger will hurt you both." My breath stopped. I looked at my husband. He looked broken. I didn't know he wrote that," he whispered. But maybe he was right. I folded the letter. "You think I need protection from you?" I asked quietly. He didn't reply. That silence told me everything. Then he said something that shocked me. "You're right to stay away. But please, please don't keep my son away from me. I want a chance to be better." I stepped back. "We'll see," I said coldly. "It depends on your actions, not your words." Suddenly my phone buzzed. A call from a private detective. My heart skipped. "Why was he calling me?" I answered. "Ma'am," he said urgently, "you need to come to the office. We found something about your husband. Something you must see." I froze. My husband's face turned pale. "What did he find?" he asked. I stared at him. "I guess we're about to find out." My hands were sweating the whole drive to the detective's office. My husband insisted on coming along, but I kept my distance. When we reached the small office, the detective stood up immediately. "Thank you for coming," he said. "There's something you both need to see." He placed a brown file on the table. My heart shook. He opened it. Inside were photos, screenshots, and documents. At first I didn't understand. Then everything hit me at once. Messages, bank transfers, location logs, pictures of my husband meeting someone secretly, a woman. My throat tightened. The detective looked at me. He has been meeting her for months. I felt like someone had punched me. My husband stepped forward quickly. "It's not what it looks like. I was confused, angry, lonely." "Lonely?" I snapped. "You had a family. You had a son who adored you. But you chose lies over us." He grabbed his head in frustration. "I didn't do anything wrong with her. It was just talking. I swear." The detective cleared his throat again. "That's not all." He placed a voice recording device on the table. "When I followed the woman," the detective said, "I learned your husband wasn't just meeting her. She was blackmailing him." I froze. My husband looked shocked. "What?" "Yes," the detective continued. "She demanded money, threatened to expose fake messages unless he paid her." My husband stared, completely stunned. "She used me," he whispered. I didn't know what to feel. Anger, relief, betrayal, pity. The detective handed me another document. "Here is the most important thing," he said. The woman had filed a complaint, but not against my husband, against someone else in his own family. I looked at him. His face went white. He knew exactly who it was. "What did your family do?" I asked in a trembling voice. He didn't answer. The detective leaned in and said, "You need to be careful. This goes deeper than you think." I grabbed my son's hand tightly. For the first time, I felt real fear. My husband spoke in a broken voice. "I promise I'll protect you both. Even if you never forgive me, I won't let them hurt you." I had no idea what danger was coming, but it was closer than we imagined. The detective handed me the last page from the file. My hands trembled as I read the name written there. It was someone I never expected. Someone from his own family. Someone who always smiled at me, pretended to love my son, his cousin. The woman blackmailing my husband had filed a complaint against him, claiming he threatened her to stay silent. My husband sank into a chair. "I told him everything," he whispered. "I trusted him like a brother, but he used my weakness to destroy my family." Suddenly, everything made sense. The fights, the distance, the anger. He wasn't acting alone. He was being pushed. The detective gathered the documents. "You must stay away from his family for now. They are pulling strings behind the scenes." I held my son close. My heart ached, but I felt stronger than ever. My husband looked at us with tears in his eyes. "I can't undo what I did, but I'll spend the rest of my life fixing it, even if you never come back to me." I took a deep breath. "I don't know about the future," I said softly. "But right now, our son's safety is all that matters." He nodded. For once, he didn't argue. He just accepted it, with a heavy heart. We left the office. Outside, the sun was setting. A soft wind blew. My son squeezed my hand. "Mama, are we going to be okay?" I knelt down, kissed his forehead, and whispered, "Yes, baby," because we survived everything that was meant to break us. Behind us, my husband watched silently, broken, regretful, but finally, a better man. And that day, I realized something powerful.